Hey everybody, this is Rich and you're with Beekeeping with Rich. Today I'm going to show you a honey trick that I referred to earlier in a different video on another subject, and I just want to hammer it home with have a lot of fun doing it. Honey is hygroscopic, it absorbs liquids, and it absorbs a lot of nutrients and flavors and everything else. I have a large mulberry tree in the side of my house. And the other day, I was grazing on mulberries and went, I wonder what it would happen if I mashed a bunch of these and covered them with honey and made a vodka liqueur out of it. So, action follows thought, and I got about a cup of mulberries, mashed them up, covered the whole thing with honey, let it sit for a few hours. Not, mind you, not days, not weeks, just a few hours. And then, and part of that, as soon as I finished that, I added some vodka to it, cleaned things up a little bit, added some more vodka, stirred it all around to get nice and mixed, and then poured it through a strainer and had a mulberry vodka. And the acclamation for this drink has been universal so far, including German friends who just think the world of vodka and thought that this was absolutely wonderful. And you'll note this is cheap vodka. This is just the stuff that I use for my experiments. And so we're going to do it for this experiment too. So here's a real simple video. And we're going to start it now. We'll come back in a few hours and we'll finish it. My wife put in a request for blueberry vodka, which is easily accomplished. Some frozen blueberries from the store, a fork, mash, 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 mash. She kept asking me, well, don't you need more equipment? It's like, no, all I need is a fork. Cover with honey. Don't you need to measure this? No, just cover with honey. And you don't need to do this for days or anything like that. This is all you need for now. Get that one on the side. All right. Don't want to lose any of that. No problem. And there we are for now. I'll be back in a couple of hours to carry you through the next few steps in this. See you then. Part 2. Hey everybody, it's Rich. You're with Beekeeping with Rich. It's a few hours later now, and the honey and the blueberries have been working together. So it's time for part 2 of this. Rinsed out chlorine jug. Nice and sterile, no problems. Piece of the same shear that I use for everything else honey related. That will make our funnel here in a couple of minutes. First, vodka goes in. Now, this is not all the vodka you will probably end up adding to this. This isn't quite enough. I'll go out and get another bottle. But still, right now what I want is just to get everything nicely liquefied and stirred up so it'll flow through the strainer nicely. Just want to make a thinner syrup out of the vodka, or out of the honey and berries. And there we go.
Oops. Set that in there. Scoop. Tell us what you're doing.
Well, right now I'm just squeezing out a little bit of the berries that made it into the cheesecloth. It's not cheesecloth, it's window shear. Let's see where we're at. Now, the great thing is, this is for the beekeeper who wants to make some Christmas presents. And it's like, oh crap, it's a week before Christmas. I don't want to just give everybody a jar of honey. Yeah. A little more thinning out on that. You don't want it overly sweet. Great flavor. That honey mellows out the vodka nicely, the flavor. I'm going to finish this up. I'm going to give some to my quality expert.
Give me the stuff you just mixed.
Well, I only have the one glass here. All right, fine. You want this thinned out a little bit? There we go. Because what I had was closer to a liqueur rather than just a flavored vodka. If what you want is a liqueur, yeah, go right ahead. That's the nice part. You can play with your honey, play with your vodka. You can make a liqueur out of this. You can make a flavored vodka out of it. I don't see why you can't use just about any fruit out there. You will learn with experience. Some fruits have more of a bitter element to them. You're going to avoid that completely by saturating them in the honey first. If you were to chop all this stuff up and pour vodka into it, you'd be getting a lot of bitter extractives. By chopping stuff like this up and pouring the honey on it, you're letting the honey extract a totally different set of extractives. You get rid of like the rinds and such that would have more bitterness to them before you put the alcohol in there. If you decide you want some of that bite, well, then you can pour some alcohol over some of those bitter rinds and let them stay in there for a while. Play with it to make whatever you want, however you want to make it.
How many times can you use the fruit?
Really pretty much once. You get a little bit more with putting some more honey in there. I actually did that I've done that a couple of times because I needed to finish filling up the bottle. So mash, 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 a little bit more honey, stir, 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 leave it overnight, a little bit of vodka, finish it up. It worked out fine, but basically, more than likely, it's just going to be a one-time thing, and maybe with a little top off. Let's see how the thinner stuff tastes. Oh yeah, yeah. Now it's definitely a blueberry vodka. Before I added more vodka to it, was well on its way to being a blueberry liqueur. But the point here is that honey is great for extracting flavors from fruits. You use the honey to extract the flavors from the fruits. Once, then you put the alcohol in to thin it out enough to go through your mesh cloth, whatever it might be, well enough, and then you can adjust more vodka, a little more honey, or whatever to get it just perfect for what you want to do. It's all up to you how you do it, but this is Not something you need to start 3 months, 6 months, or a year ahead of time like some meads or would be. You can bang this out the week before Christmas if you want, and it'll have had a whole week to age. And we've had the mulberry now for about a week and a half, and it's gotten better every day. So just something else you can do with honey and alcohol. Like there aren't already enough things you can do with honey and alcohol. So this is Rich. This is Beekeeping with Rich. Like and subscribe. See you guys later. Bye.